Hello, everyone. This is Josh, and welcome to another night of Frugal Me Live, where we talk about all things about your finances. Tonight, I'm especially excited because we're talking about one of my sweet spots, and that's talking about budgeting. Because when you budget, you're pretty much creating that roadmap to your financial destination. And tonight, I am especially excited to have Asia with us from Cierra Budgets, and she's going to pretty much give us her insight and also her perspective of budgeting. But before we get started, I just want to go on and give a special shout out to Keisha, my wife over there, where she's working the technology, helping us keep this thing together. So hello, Asia. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Hey, Josh. Hey, Keisha.
She's waving back there. So, tonight that we're talking about budgeting and the importance of budgeting. So I'm going to keep my eyes on the comments. And if you see a comment that pop up that you want to address, feel free to just jump on in. All right. So we're just going to go right into this tonight. And thank you so much for accepting the invitation as well to be here as well.
Thank you so much for having me, Josh. It's an honor, honestly. Thank you.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure to have you here. So, Asia, can you just let everyone know about your channel and where they can find you?
So, my name is Asia Cierra. I'm here. I have a YouTube channel called Asia Cierra Budgets. It's a budgeting channel. It was actually created to hold me accountable for saving because I was good at budgeting, but I was terrible with saving. So one of my first videos was just me creating a envelope challenge. And from there, I'm here.
And Asia, that's one thing I really like about your channel as well, because it's very personable. That it's not like talking over your head or the person's head, but you're sitting them down, taking them step by step, like, this is what I'm doing, this is what's working for me. But I like it as well because you will go back and say, well, I tried this didn't work, and we tried this the next month, then it worked out as well. So I really like that personal connection and the realness of what you bring to your channel as well.
Thank you, Josh. And I really, really try to keep it as basic as possible because a lot of people are afraid to budget because they're afraid that it has to be perfect. And by no means,
absolutely,
I mess up in the video. So, Anthony wanted to say hi, but come on.
Hey, how you doing, Anthony?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. It's so good for y'all to join us tonight.
Okay.
He's cooking dinner. Go cook back.
I'm almost
You say you're hungry. Like, awesome. So Asia, can you just explain to us what is a budget and the spending plan? Like what's the significance of having that budget and a spending plan as well?
So a budget to me, what I really, really stand by is permission to spend. I got that from either Dave Ramsey or Rachel Cruz, which is Dave Ramsey's daughter. We talk a lot about, a budget being strict, like people feel like you have to, it's a restriction, and it's not. To me, a budget is me telling my money what to do, giving giving every dollar a name, like Dave Ramsey says, and it allows me to spend $1,000 on a sofa because I've planned for it. And that's the best way that I can explain it to those who don't know what a budget is.
And I really like that, like spending $1,000 on a budget, because some people, whenever they hear the word budget, that I feel that they get afraid and like, no, you're not cutting off my lifestyle. But like in my future, I want to get a Tesla. Tesla just dropped the Model Y now, but it's then But some people would say, well, that's hypocritical. How can you be frugal and still get a Tesla? Because when you create a budget, and I like what you said, you're telling your money where to go before the month begin versus you're trying to chase your money.
Hey.
So, and that's what I really believe, that when you're being frugal, a lot of times people say that being frugal is being cheap. Being frugal, like you can't have nice things if you're frugal. But, you know, that's not my philosophy of being frugal. That's when you're being resourceful, when you're planning out stuff. So using that budget. So,
exactly.
So if you want $1,000 sofa, get it. But it's like plan for it.
Yeah.
You know, just don't go out there and just pray that the Lord will make a way when you have $2 in your account. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I like that video that you did about frugal versus cheap. And you broke it down to the science, because it's a big difference. You can be frugal and have nice things.
Absolutely. Yeah, because Keisha can tell you, like, you know, we're frugal, but like if you even saw the house tour, I mean, we have massage chairs. Because it's about putting that budget in place. So what are the benefits of having a budget? What would you say the benefits?
So, like for the example of the sofa, and the biggest benefit is being able to live comfortably, live the way that I want to live. Because just like you said, without a budget, you're chasing your money as opposed to your money chasing, like doing what you tell it to do. I have a budget has changed. Budgeting has really changed my life. As far as my husband and I, you know, he jumped on board and we used to fight about money all the time. And once we really sat down and tapped into this budget thing, it has really, really turned things around. He's even noticing that we can do whatever we want with the budget. Without one, life's not so good.
Yeah, I was looking here on my phone. I received a comment today from Joel and Christy from the Long Run with Joel and Christy. And this is what that they said about budget. A budget doesn't restrict you, it empowers you to do more.
Yeah.
And whenever I read that, I was like, whoa. Like
yes. That sums it all up.
So if there's somebody out there that's trying to set up a budget or saying like, where do I start? I know that whenever I start budgeting years ago, I didn't know where to get started, you know. But so if someone was starting budgeting for the first time, what are some of the categories that should be included in that budget?
So I have not a lot of categories for budgeting, but you want to break it down. So you want to have your expenses. You want to have your everyday spending. So that's what I call my cash envelopes. And then your sinking funds. Once your expenses are your four walls: food, shelter, transportation. As long as those are taken care of first, then you go down to your cash envelopes, which in my cash envelopes, I have gas. I have, oh, Jesus, look. Hold on. I have gas, allowance, household, grocery, eating out, nails, hair, Amir, who is my son, and then giving. So those are my cash envelopes. And then the sinking funds, I'm not even going to read all of my sinking funds because I have a lot of them. But for those who don't know what a sinking fund is a long-term category, something that you can save up for. So like at the end of the year, for example, I have, that sofa, because we just moved. So it did end up, literally, it was a $1,300 sofa that we purchased. And I have been saving for that. So $50 here, each check, $50 there, $100 here. So we're saving up to build. So when you get to that time to purchase that sofa, it's not a slap in the face or a slap in the pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's almost like every year when people think that Christmas is like an emergency, like, oh my goodness, we didn't know what's coming this year.
Right.
And they take out their life savings just to go buy that TV and or the toy that they get their kids a toy, then their kids end up playing with the box.
Right.
And 2-3 years later, you're still paying for the toy that you bought for the kid and they don't know where it is.
Yep.
Yeah, that stuff. So
and you can't pay your rent on January 1st.
I guess that's what
pay for it. Christmas is the 25th of December every year.
Yeah.
So you can save for it. Start saving in the beginning of the year. By the time you get to that date or Black Friday, you have money to spend.
Oh, absolutely. So I know we're talking so much about budget, and but what would you say to the person that says, "Yeah, I know about budget, but a budget won't work for me"?
Have you tried it? That's what
I love it.
Have you tried it? I would honestly say, first, you have to try it. You can't knock something before you try it. 2, there are multiple resources that are, I see Rochelle Adamson budget popping up there. You have the Long Run with Joel and Christy. You have Just Frugal Me. You have, oh my gosh, now my mind going blank with everybody that's out there. But there are so many resources on YouTube that you can start to try. Literally, I started with envelopes, blank envelopes, and just putting my money in envelope, dollar store. Just first you have to try and then build from there. You are going to make mistakes. I made mistakes. I still make mistakes. Every video, I make a mistake. But you have to try. And once you get the hang of it, easy. Easy, easy, easy.
I couldn't have said it any better.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm setting up a budget. So what happens if I run out of money before the month ends?
If you have a budget, there's honestly, to me, since I've started budgeting, I haven't run out of money before the end of the month. That's something that happened prior to me creating my budget. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say in my cash envelope categories, I run out of money in those categories. So like grocery, I might go over, but then I might go to my nail category and take that money out of there to cover me for whatever. But yeah, having a budget, to it, I don't run out of money before the month ends. Not anymore.
Yeah. And one of the good things I feel with a budget as well is if you get in the middle of the month and you say that something is not working, it's a living, it's a breathing document there. Mm-hmm. You keep it as a document because you can always adjust it here, adjust it there to make it work.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. You know, that's probably why I don't run out of money, because I'm always adjusting.
Yeah, and whenever I see lights on in the house, especially with my kids, I told my daughter the other day, I was like, every time I tell you to turn off a light, you owe me $1. Right. She started running, cutting off every light she sees too, because she don't want to lose up that money. So
I like that. I need to tell my husband that.
Oh yeah, but it's little things like that. Honestly, by telling your kids to cut off the light, I'm not being cheap with it, but if you have a kid and they have nice sunlight coming in and they keep leaving on that light, unscrew the light bulb. I mean,
that's
it won't hurt. So, that you can always work out your budget and making sure that money is there just by doing little things. Because some people would say, well, it's just $1 here or just 5 cents here, but pennies make nickels, nickels make dimes. It grows.
Exactly. Every penny counts. Save it.
Oh, we got some good people here. I'm just browsing the chat as well, but maybe we'll do some shout outs later on. But
I can't see.
So what if somebody had the opposite problem? They ran out of money, but they get to the end of the month and they say, whoa, I have all of this extra money left over. So what could you do with that additional money? Or what do you do, should I say, with that additional money?
So That's the best problem to have. So right now, currently, I am working on my savings. So I'm building my emergency fund. And I am trying to pay off debt. I have one credit card left to pay, and then I can start tackling my student loans. So as right now, everybody knows because of what's going on, it's a little fear. So I'm chunking money at my emergency fund. But I'm trying to live my best life, to be honest. So I'm trying to live like Fun and Budget with Tanisha Davis because I want to travel. I want to save. So there are different things that you can do when you have that extra money. So savings, debt, travel, staycations. I live in Florida, so there's plenty of things for us to do here.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So
thank you, Keisha.
So can I have, because like I said before, you have a lot of people. When I say a lot of people, it's not a majority, but you do have people out there who feel that if you have a budget, that you're still not able to enjoy life. So my question is, can I use a budget and still enjoy life?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So just like who I just said, Fun and Budget with Tanisha Davis. I love watching her videos. I'm being so honest. See, this is Amir. So I'm sorry. This is what happens on my videos too, guys. That was Amir. I'm sorry, he threw me off. The question was traveling.
Well, are you still able to enjoy your life while you're living on the budget?
Yes. So because I have a budget, I am able to enjoy my life. Without a budget, when I didn't have a budget or I wasn't as serious with my budget, I literally would spend money. We would spend our light bill money, just to be honest. We would spend portions of our rent because we just weren't thinking. We were thinking like other people are thinking. A budget is not, it's restricting. But when we changed our mindset and said a budget gives permission to spend, we were able to add those categories of nails, hair, travel. My husband's a flight attendant, so we can go anywhere we want. And I didn't want to travel with him because I was always like, yeah, we'll have a place to stay. Yeah, we have transportation to get there. But what are we going to eat?
Yeah.
So having that budget, I was able to say, when we were traveling, to say, this is going to be our food money for when we travel, or this is going to be our mall, our shopping money, or whatever it is. So yes, the answer is I can still enjoy life on a budget.
Oh, yes. And I know Tanisha has I love her channel as well. And even with the traveling portion, and that is so true. A few years ago, I took Keisha down to the Bahamas. I was like, yeah, I didn't know what to get her for Christmas, but I budgeted for it. And I did some Ubering and everything else to make sure that money was there. Because I was like, everything that we go, the flight, get down to Florida, get a hotel, then fly from Florida down to the Bahamas. I was like, we're going to do all of this without any debt and still the spending money. But Asia, it got so good that even just budgeting and making sure that I'm putting my priorities in the right order, I was able to pay for that trip in like no time. To the point that I was like, you know what? My parents need to get out too. So therefore, if I went and did the same thing, got my parents the plane tickets, hotel, the whole 9 yards, it was great because not only was it going on those trips, but it was also looking for those good deals out there as well. Exactly. And I know when we're saying trips right now, Rochelle is probably like, yes, But not only looking at those trips, but being frugal and using your budget as well, it's great to shop around and just not get that first price out there.
Exactly.
Because I was so surprised how fast and quick I was able to just pay for Keisha and I to go. And I was going to take the kids, but then a coworker was like, do you really want to take your kids? And I was like,
no,
nah. But knowing that my parents, it was at that time, it was a lot going on in our family, like health wise. And I was like, you know what? My parents just need to get out and enjoy life with us. So
exactly.
Yeah.
That's like me and my husband. We went to, for our anniversary, we like to travel. So we went to New Orleans and we went to Puerto Rico, and 2 different years. And I planned New Orleans. Josh, I literally planned that trip on $500.
Oh, wow.
$500. Now, the only thing that was not within that 500 was the hotel, but $500 for 3 days. And we had a blast. Yep.
Wow. I'm going to have to bring you on another night and help us plan some good vacations there. So, Asia, is there anything else that you would like to share around budgeting?
Just start. That's my number one thing. Don't be afraid. Just start. Get a pen, get a piece of paper, write it out. It's much better when you see it on paper. Take it out your head, put it on paper, and just start. Start with your 4 walls. Start with your income first, of course. Then each line item, and just break it down. Change it up, like Josh said. It's not set in stone. You can erase it, okay? You need to use a pencil, erase it, scratch it out. Just start, okay?
Awesome. So do we have any questions from the chat? I see Britt Plans Life is here tonight, and Tanisha Davis, she's in the house.
Hey, y'all. I'm looking at the chat on my phone because I can't see.
Oh, okay.
I see Organized Millennia. Hi, Tamika. Yeah. Okay, I can't go back too far. Yeah, no, I can't.
So do we have any questions from the chat? Y'all can go on and drop those in, and we will do our best here. Awesome. All right. So you know that budgeting that's always your roadmap in order to get to your financial destination. So I always say, like, if you're going on a trip, you would want to know where you're going, why you're going, how long you're going to be there, what you need to bring. So the same thing applies with your finances. You don't want to go out there and not knowing what you're spending your money on. Then you turn around and look back later on, and it's like, wow, where did it go? So that's really important that you use your budget wisely and plan your budget, should I say, wisely. We have a question here.
Exactly.
Have any friends or fam started budgeting?
Yeah, since I started my channel, I think that's what she means. And yes,
okay.
I've had multiple people reach out to me and they have started budgeting. They're just trying. And that's what I love. It's just, like I said, I tell everybody, just start. It's personal to you. Just start. Yes, Rochelle.
Okay. How do you start? Wait.
How do you start
to budget when the lights are in your face? Is a whole different experience here.
Exactly. Because it's hard to see. I know you see my lights with my glasses. But yeah, so you have to get out of the red first. You're right. And in order to get out of the hole, basically, I guess this is what he's saying. In order to do that, you still have to budget, because you have to see where your money is. You have to see what you owe, and then you have to allocate the funds to where they need to go in order for you to get out of that hole. So list everything in priority. Make sure your 4 walls are covered first, then you take care of everything else. And I guarantee you, as long as you're living below your means, you're gonna get out of that hole instead of spending money here, spending money there, spending money here, spending money there. There's a such thing as no spend days, okay? Don't spend for 30 days if you have to. So that's how I would answer that.
All right. So what are some of the things that you wish that you would have known when you first start budgeting between then and now? I'm paraphrasing there.
What are some things that I wish I would have known? Oh, child, not to take out student loans.
Can you say it again?
Not to take out student loans.
One more time.
For the people in the back, not to take out student loans and not to swipe those credit cards, because all this money that could be going into savings is going into paying off debt. So yes. Oh, geez. Oh. That's what I would have known. Been better, doing better with my money 10 years ago, as opposed to, my younger self doing better with my money, making better financial decisions. And my budget would look a lot different now.
All right. So thank you so much for accepting the invitation. And I want everyone to thank everyone for coming as well. Next week, we're going to dive into saving with Sean Solo. I believe I saw Sean in the room. He's a really great guy. He's very thorough with his research and his delivery. So next week, we're going to talk about setting up that savings plan and the significance of building that savings plan. Nice. And thank you so much again, Asia, for dropping in. And you always have a standing invitation to come join us here on Frugal Me Live on Tuesdays right now. And I really do appreciate everyone tonight for coming in, jumping in, interacting with us tonight. And always remember, and this is for the playback, I make videos on ways that you can save, make money, and all things related to your finances. So if you care about your money, make sure you go on and hit that red subscribe button down below, and that way you don't miss anything. And remember that being frugal is not about being cheap. It's about being resourcewful. Have a great day.
Guys.
All right. No, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
This was so much fun. Thank you.
Oh, it really was.